Morning all, Saturday, 3rd of March. I'm going to do a shave with a very beautiful razor, which I was so lucky to obtain from our good friend Gary about 2 years ago. This is the epitome of the ultimate, of the epitome. This is a tridur, a Filharmonica tridur, probably the best razor ever made. Anyway, point being, this hasn't been refreshed by me since I got it from Gary, and all I've done is just strop it. And this is about its 37th shave without a touch-up. Bringing me to another, just a very quick point before I continue, before I go on with the shave, which is people are causing a bit of a furore on one of my favourite sites about whether or not there's a great deal to be said in efficiency for stropping before or after or resting your edge. I was only asking on behalf of a friend concerning this issue, and I would honestly say, there's my Kaneyama strop. That's all I've ever used on this razor. I would say today I'm going to do an experiment. I always strop on canvas about 25 laps, and then now, for the last year, I've been doing about 20 laps on the smooth leather side and then letting the razor rest. So let's have a little experiment today. This is a unstropped razor. I haven't used it in several months. It's been resting in a cupboard. I don't intend to strop it today. I intend to shave with it to see if it's true, whether or not perhaps resting the edge helps the little teeth, the minuscule teeth, to recover. I don't know. All I do know is when people put opinions up, they shouldn't say this is bullshit. Unless you have scientific proof, it's not. It's just an opinion, chaps. That's all it is. Just an opinion. Anyway, let's get on and do a shave. I'm going to use my German tobacco shave stick. Of course, I'm always in a hurry. And it's quick, it's convenient. Again, it's only my opinion. I'm nothing against bowl lathering. I've nothing against all the other wonderful forms. All I would say is, if you want a quick shave, use a shave stick of some repute and you're away with a mixer. So that's it. So there you go. Tobacco. I'm going to now lather up. And then I'm going to use this wonderful tridur. And even with the razors, I'm sure they vary hugely. But I would honestly say a Filharmonica 13 or a Filharmonica 14, you can't go wrong. And they're the easiest of all the razors to keep right. If you really do need to refresh or to hone a razor, the Filharmonicas respond supremely well. Anyway, this is coming from someone who really loves boomers. Still, there you go. So I can't even remember what edge Gary had put on this beautiful razor. All I do know is from the day I got it, I was in love, and it's a fantastic piece of kit. Let me just read you the details on it before we start the shave. And before we start the shave, for God's sake, dry your fingers. You do not want lather on your fingers. Anyway, there we are. We have the tridur Filharmonica, a special para barbas juris, especially made for barbers. This one has a very slightly thicker grind, hardly noticeable because it's so thin, the grinds on the Filharmonicas. It also, of course, does not have the normal address on the tang, because the tangs had those rather strange rubber collars on them, which again was to help you grip and to stop the barber from losing his fingers. But it does have Jose Montserrat Pau beautifully etched onto the spine of the blade. Beautifully patterned. Also, the etching on the blade is not only very delicate, it was actually in gold originally. So we're talking about the Rolls Royce of razors. And here we go. Let's see if it works as well today. This, remember, hasn't been stropped. Listen to that. Very close to its 40th shave. With no more than a light stropping. That's perfection. Yep, I love it. So, just wipe off some of the ghastly evidence. And be very careful if you do own one of these. They are getting hard to find and they are rather precious. Just tip the mirror in the right direction, that would help. I've not been long out of the shower. I'm late today. Forgive me. Oh, why anybody would want to shave with anything other than a straight razor is quite beyond me. Once you've mastered it, you won't go back to anything else. That's absolutely wonderful. This is the first pass, obviously, on about 3 days. Yeah, about 3 days of stubble. Let me just tip this up a little bit more so you can see the efficiency of this wonderful tool. I'll do a second pass, and it probably won't need any more. If you wonder, chaps, if you wonder why I don't stretch very much, apart from the initial stroke, if your blade is as sharp as I like, and it has to pass the hanging hair test in both directions, and ideally a number 5 on the hanging hair test, because I believe they're numbered, yeah, then you really don't need to stretch. However, that's always just a matter of opinion. Doesn't matter what technique you use. You can grab your ear, try and stretch, makes no difference. Oh, that's so good. Can't tell you how good a good shave is. And as I said, this razor is probably older than I am, and that's saying something, because I'm old. As for a question of blade size, I'm rather in favour of 7/8 and 8/8. This is a full 8/8. And handles as light as a feather. Absolute perfection. So this is also a call out to all my wonderful friends, including new friends, Sean Stapleford, hi Sean, and many others, particularly any new subscribers. We're a friendly bunch. This is just about trying to spread the word. And the word is, if you want to master a really wonderful skill and get incredibly good shaves, this is the way to do it. Everyone has different techniques, mine not being particularly special. This is a comparison channel, not really an education channel. I just love to compare steel and different edges, whether they be synthetic or natural, to compare the steels and to enjoy. The main thing is to spread the word. I watched so many good YouTube videos this week. I've got to have a little shout out, chaps. Our youngest, well, I think our youngest, Sean, wonderful content, wonderful experiment, well done. Obviously, Jacques, the master dapper shaves in Johannesburg. He is, without doubt, one of the great experts in the field. My wonderful friend in America, Leon, the long haul tanker. His experience is unrivaled. But my true sensei will always be Gary Hayward, who is the understated master of straight razor shaving. He's experimented with more blades and more stones than anybody on this planet. That I'm certain of. So, Gary, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of this. It's still my favourite razor after, well, I don't know what it is, at least 2 years since I had it from you. And it's an absolute belter. Do remember though, chaps, the golden rule, which is these are only in our hands for a relatively short time. We don't live that long. These can be made to last forever. There's people shaving with 200-year-old straight razors and having a wonderful shave. So they are in our good hands to look after. Do remember my little trick, which is, of course, always make sure there's no water at all or moisture of any sort inside the scales. That will kill a razor dead when you go to put it away. Obviously, this lovely, beautiful beast, all I'm going to do is give it a very light strop, and then I'm going to shut up and go away and leave you all in peace. Clean it. That's now completely clean. I should give it a few very light. Let me alter the angle of this horrible phone. I don't recommend Samsung, they're a little bit naff. Anyway, there's my strop. Kanayama, of course. Let's just do a few light laps, finishing laps. I'm going to use for a change the buff side for the simple reason it feels a little tiny bit smoother. Only 12, that's all. And now, obviously, the nice high polished side. And that will do. That will do very nicely. And there she goes, finished and ready. This will hanging hair test in a blisteringly good manner and will shave for another probably 100 years. Anyway, chaps, that's all I have to say on the subject. There you have it. One tridur going back in a nice plastic case. I'll just prove what I say about the quality of the shave. This will not take me a second. I hope you'll bear with me. Thank you to my subscribers. I try to make the content of these things vaguely interesting. As I say, I'm not going to pontificate too much longer. Here is the Dapper Shaves trick. The poor man's aftershave. If you've got a good lather and a good soap, and this is a good soap, this is the tobacco, then why not splash a bit on like this to rehydrate your skin? I was going to use Cella because Cella is even nicer. Italian Cella, which has the red one with the almond oil. That's also an extraordinarily kind lather. Look at that. Blissful shave. No stubble left. just to prove it, I'm going to put the alum block on. Do remember to go very cautiously with alum. Although it does you no harm on your skin, no harm at all. In fact, it's very good. It's an antiseptic. But if you get it anywhere near a carbon steel blade, it will blacken it. And there's no excuse. So don't try touching up your little bits of mist stubble as I once did with alum still on your face. No, don't do it. No. Right. No sting whatsoever, and it do mean none. That's it. That's me done. Thank you, chaps, for watching, and chapesses. And that was all I have to say on the subject. See you all soon. Thanks for following me.